PJs, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe down below to become part of my PJ squad, which is always awesome. And as always, comment down below what you guys would like to see next, or if you just want to hop down there and say hello, I'll be answering as many comments as I can. So today I'm reviewing another subscriber slime shop, and this is from eSlimes. And you guys, the awesome thing about eSlimes is that they are everything about eco-friendly stuff. So like this paper you see here, if you look at the bottom, if you plant this, you can see flowers grow from it. Like, it's so cool. And like almost all the plastic they use is used from plant starch, which is biodegradable. It's just so cool. It's such a fun experience. So anyways, they sent that little thing for me, obviously, as you guys saw, and then they sent these little clips, which basically what they do is you can use the charms that they sent and glue those on there. That way you just don't throw away that plastic. It's basically another way to reuse charms, which I think is awesome. And they also sent this little bag of extras with some candy, their care card, which is awesome and so adorable, and some activator. So everything was packaged so nicely. And you guys, if you're looking for some inspiration on how to package your slimes, this shop would definitely be it because it looks amazing. I also wanted to show what they look like before I unwrap them really quickly because they look like pine cones to me. I just thought it was so adorable. But I did want to say, as you guys can see, that there's a lot of clear tape on there, and I would just say to not do the clear tape just because there's so much of that paper or whatever that is that it doesn't really need the tape if you don't want to put it on there. It's just a nitpicky detail. But anyways, they sent me 4 slimes. They all have these dome lids with their name on the top, the slime name on the side, some warning labels on the bottom, and then the description of the slime on the back. So it's very detailed, and I love that. I also wanted to say, look at how adorable that little cherry pie is. Oh my goodness, I love it. It's so adorable. I just had to show it. Starting off, we have Fruit Loop Dingus, which is a thick and glossy white slime scented like Fruit Loops, and it comes with these little Fruit Loop charms and this adorable spoon. You guys, I couldn't stop playing with it, like, to make it look like real cereal because I was just mesmerized, and this is the first time I actually messed with like a spoon and like a cereal slime. It was just so cool. I also love all the other add-ins. You'll see it's like there's like little Fruit Loop sprinkles or round sprinkles. I'm not really sure what to call them, but they're adorable, and the scent is perfect. Usually with slimes like this, which I think is a glue-all base, the glue-all really likes to come through, but this was the perfect amount of scent, and it just smells like the Fruit Loop scent that you guys are probably familiar with. It smells so good, and this texture, you guys, is one of the best thick slimes I have ever felt. It honestly reminds me of Parakeet Slime's Party Milk. It just feels so nice, and it's so thick. It's not tacky at all, and those bubble pops were so loud. You guys probably can't hear them as loud as I did, but they were really loud and honestly so endless, and this slime inflated a ton. It is so fabulous. Like, my goodness, I don't think I've liked a Fruit Loop slime like this ever before, and they were so generous with the add-ins. It was perfect. So this one absolutely gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. I couldn't recommend it enough. I also wanted to mention really quickly, if you guys order, don't be like me and mess up the label. You guys might see it at the end. I kind of messed up the Fruit Loop label, and that's because this slime inflated so much, like I said, that it kind of tipped over the side while I was recording the other ones, and the label got messed up. So it's kind of like permanently messed up. Like the wording is gone and the colors are gone. I feel so bad. But I just wanted to mention that because some labels just don't work with slime very well, and just these like pictures on the labels are just so adorable. Don't do what I did. So this next slime is called Rub-a-Dub-Dub Three Ducks in a Tub. It's kind of a tongue twister. This is a jelly slime, and it is scented like Island Fresh. And you guys, it comes with the most adorable add-ins. Look at those. There's little foam beads and like other little beads and 3 duck charms. Like, they are so generous with the charms. It is so awesome. Like, you don't see any, like, almost any other shop like be this generous with charms unless it's like a store-bought slime, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But oh my goodness, the scent on this is like drawing a picture in my head, because it smells like fresh laundry, but it also smells like the beach. So like my brain pictured me looking out at the sea in like Hawaii with palm trees doing laundry and like on a warm day. It's just, I know I sound so weird painting a picture with a scent, but it just smells so good. And now I just really want to go to Hawaii. And honestly, I don't like doing laundry, but I almost want to do laundry just so I can smell laundry, because it just smells so good. But oh my goodness, I need to shush. But anyways, about the texture, it does say that it's a jelly slime, but honestly, as you guys can see, it does kind of look more just like a regular slime, like a clear slime. But I think there's a jelly aspect to it. It's like a half jelly, maybe even a quarter jelly. But honestly, this is the first time I've tried one like that, and it feels so nice because it inflates like a jelly does, but it still has that thick, almost, I don't even know, like just a thick, clear slime, but at the same time, it has the jelly aspect to it. It's such a weird, like, texture to describe, but I think that it feels so nice because it doesn't really get too tacky like clear slimes do because of that jelly part, but it also inflates more than jelly slimes or clear slimes do because of the jelly part. So it's a good combination of both, and I really do like it. I would just, of course, recommend changing the name a little bit or adding more instant snow if you'd like it to be a full jelly. I will also say one other tiny little thing. Those little beads don't like to stay in very well. You could definitely try taking some of them out just so that there's not a ton of them in there, because there was some at the bottom and some that you got to add in on the top. So if you just took out maybe the ones that were on the bottom, that would definitely help. But other than that, I love this slime. It does get 4.5 out of 5 pajamas just because of that fallout, but that's about it, and it is so nice. So this next slime is Pink Fuzzy PJs, and it is a very beautiful pink semi-foam scented like appleberry. It didn't have that like warning label on the bottom. I'm sure it was just a mistake, but I did want to mention that. And then the little add-ins, I failed to show you guys because I should have been smarter and known that it wouldn't show up on camera. But those little stars and moons are glow in the dark, which I think is the cutest touch. I've never gotten a slime with add-ins that had glow in the dark stuff. I haven't even gotten a glow-in-the-dark slime, so this is a first for me, and they're just so adorable. They remind me of those, like, stars and moons that you could stick on your ceiling, like with that little putty stuff. I had them as a kid, and they were so fun to play with. But anyways, I love the slime as well. I know I keep saying that. The charm is adorable. It's like a little bunny slipper, which goes with the PJ theme, and you guys know this slime I love because I call you guys my PJs. You guys are part of my PJ squad. I even rate things out of pajamas. So this was perfect to review for me. I love it. I also love all the pastel colors from the foam beads. There's some marshmallow foam beads, some little foam beads. There's just so many different sizes, which create the best crunches. And I think the base for this was almost perfect. It kind of reminded me of a cereal milk base, just because it wasn't super thick, but it was also pretty glossy and really smooth. So I think it was just perfect. And honestly, most semi-foam or even foam bases are just so thin. So I really appreciate that this is on the thicker side. I love that. It's so good. And honestly, this one also gets 5 out of 5 pajamas because it is just so nice. And it just, there's nothing else I could say but that it's perfect. I also forgot to like talk about the scent, but to me it smells like fresh apples mixed with fresh apple cider. It smells so good and so fresh. And this last slime is called She's My Cherry Pie, which it is a snow fizz and it is scented like cherry pastry blend. And oh my goodness. Okay, so I've gotten a few requests to show just the base, so that's what I'm doing here. And I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the base just because it kind of had a tacky-ish feel to it, but I knew that it would change once the clay was mixed in. But this part is scented kind of like a pastry with a light, like little bit of cinnamon. Basically, it smells so good, and honestly I was so surprised that it wasn't just scented like cherry, you know, because it's a cherry pie slime. But as you guys will see when I show the clear slime, that one is scented like cherry. So like I could honestly already tell before I even mixed them. I was like, this is gonna be one of the greatest scent combinations ever, because it's definitely gonna smell like cherry pie. I was so confident on it. But anyways, the clear slime had some little jelly cubes in it, and then I just assembled it. I did assemble it off screen because the clear part was just a little sticky, so I just kind of put that together. I hope you guys aren't too mad about that. But anyways, I was kind of a little, I don't know, I think I got a little nervous mixing this together, because honestly mixing stuff like this, like especially with such beautiful sculptures like that cherry pie, just make me so sad, because I just want to keep the little sculpture forever and even dry it out so I could just stare at it, because it was so perfect and I loved it. I will say the tiniest detail that I just personally like to mention, of course, when you add that clay and that extra part of the slime, since that snow fizz was filled to the top, you're always going to need an extra container, because that slime's just not going to fit in the OG container, if that makes sense. So I would always recommend having some kind of option to where your buyers can choose whether you sell an extra container or send an extra container or have the snow fizz part not filled all the way to the top. That way when it mixes and it finally deflates, because obviously this is going to inflate, your buyers can have just that container, because not everyone will have extra containers, so most of the time they'll have to get rid of that extra part, which really sucks. But anyways, back to the slime. This turned into like a clay fizz slash butter fizz, and I will say I'm like never the biggest fan of these types of slimes. Just I'm not really sure why. I think it's something about the butter kind of takes away the sizzles, so I don't like it very much. But something about this one, I think it was the way it inflated, just took my heart, and it was so nice. It inflates so easily and deflates easily. Like, it was perfect, and I'll show you guys the inflation in a little bit, but it was so nice. And for the scent, I was correct. It turned into a cherry pie scent, so realistic, but low-key, kind of smells like Spencer's. If you guys have ever been in there, I couldn't even describe the scent to you, except it smells like Spencer's, but every Spencer's smells the same. I have no idea what they're doing, but they all smell the same, so there's a hint of Spencer's smell in there, but for the most part, it just smells like cherry pie. I love it. This one, without a doubt, gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. But with that, that is the end of the review. If you guys want to check them out, I will leave them in a link down below. I highly recommend checking them out. So underrated, and the textures are so nice. And their website, I couldn't even describe it any other way, but just super unique. And like, some of their slimes are pun themed and some are like song themed. They're just so cool, and the fact that they're eco-friendly is a double bonus. So awesome. But anyways, with that, I am signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.